They declare this area blighted. Now, they can declare anything blighted. They hire a consulting firm in that area. That consultant can declare Beverly Hills blighted, and does, and has. Okay, they declare the area blighted, and for the next 30 years, any increase in property tax dollars gets scraped off the top and put into the pocket of the redevelopment agency. Now, you think that stays in your town? They put a few street lights up and they make you think that they're spending the money for a good thing, but you know what? 30 years you're paying off whatever it is that they did, and it goes to bond brokers. And it subsidizes private individuals. Private individuals benefit from your tax dollars. You remember what you were paying for property tax in 1982? 30 years later, here we are. Imagine that. For the last 30 years, all of your property tax dollars above that base year 82 have gone to our unelected officials, redevelopment agency, and is mostly paid to bond brokers. Does not go to police and fire, does not go to keep your parks watered, does not go to keep your street lights on, does not go to your general fund. It's a redirection of your money, and what does it do? It helps to constrict your town to a point where they are willing to go to any agency that's going to give them money and say, help me, give me some money, I'll do whatever it takes. Whatever. The feds, come on, feds, give me some money. I'm desperate here. The people are going to kill me. We got to get some money in our town. Now you say it looks nice. Yeah, it looks nice. It better look nice for 30 to 45 years because that's how long they're taking your property tax dollars to pay it off. I'm telling you, 25% of your town's money is going for that. Now they have to pay a little money back to the state because the state said, hey, we're starving here. You can't just keep taking this money away from the educational fund. Well, you're thinking, did she get totally off topic? I thought we were talking about Agenda 21. This is Agenda 21. Redevelopment is part of Agenda 21. It is at the heart of Agenda 21 because we're talking money. Where does all this money come from? It comes from you. It comes from your property tax dollars. Part of why we are underfunded, part of why our general funds are starving is because our money has gone to redevelopment. Now, we've got that locally, and I told you about metropolitan planning organizations and regions. Okay, we're in a metropolitan planning organization here, but we're talking about something even worse. We're talking about 11 megaregions in the United States. Now, you thought there was 50 states. Nah. Hey, I was in Texas. I said, I'm glad you guys haven't seceded from the Union because you got guns. Stick around. Okay, so there's 11 megaregions in the United States. This is what's happening to us. We are losing our sovereignty just the way the EU did. Okay? This is what they're doing. They are changing our government so that it conforms more to the regional model, because then you want to vote somebody out. You've got a regional board that's got 189 people on it, somebody from every elected city and county in that region, or if it's a mega region, 11 mega regions in the United States, you think you're going to have any power? You already don't feel like you have any power with your senator or your assembly person. You're not even going to know what state to go to those meetings. But they'll still have consensus meetings. Yeah, they'll wear you out with those meetings, but the real meetings, they don't even tell you where those are. You didn't even know that there were 11 megaregions. I know you didn't. I hardly knew. This is what's happening. We have lost our sovereignty already. This is the reality. Now, what they do here, they use high-speed rail. Now, I'm glad you're laughing, because this is what they do. They sink you. They take your money and they sink you. This is the reality. This is the plan. This is the goal. is to impoverish us. Remember, one of the 3 pillars of Agenda 21 is equity, social equity. We've got too much. And we have a long way to fall. And no, honey, it's not just Obama plan. I know it sounds good. And hey, I told you I didn't vote for him. But it's not just that. Power has no party. We're talking way past power. Hey, this isn't just some pony race between the blue and the red. This is way beyond that. That's just something, that's just the smoke, that's the bread and circuses. That's the thing that keeps you looking at your nose instead of looking out there at what you're supposed to be looking at, which is that you are being manipulated into another EU, the North American Union, and then a one world government. This is it. You don't have to wonder where it's going. This is where it's going. It's well on the way. It doesn't matter which one of those guys or that woman gets in there. They are all on board with this plan. All of them. All of them. I know he's talking about it. He's right on board with it. Believe me. Livable communities, sustainable cities, one planet communities, community partnerships. If you have any doubts about communitarian law, let me just remind you of the Kelo decision, 2005. The Kelo decision, remember that? The United States Supreme Court decided that the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution that says that you are guaranteed just compensation if you're taken by eminent domain. You're guaranteed just compensation under the Fifth Amendment, but you can only be taken for a public use. Now, I'll tell you, redevelopment is not a public use. That's a private use for a private individual. But what the Supreme Court said in 2005 was, that's okay. We can use eminent domain because we're going to change the definition of public use because it's all for the common good. Yeah. If it makes more money for your city, then it's public use. It's not private use, even though it's given your land to you. But it's going to get all of us more property tax dollars. Yeah, that is the end justifies the means. But you know what? The truth is the means are the end. That's what's really heavy. The means are the end. This is what we see here. It's the end of private property ownership. And you know what? I just got this out of the paper the other day. Washington. Americans' wealth takes a big loss. Americans' wealth last summer suffered its biggest quarterly loss in more than 2 years as stocks, pension funds, and home values lost value. At the same time, corporations are amassing record cash stockpiles, $2.1 trillion at the end of September. This is a corporatocracy. This is a takeover of your government by corporations. This is fascism. We are not aware. For some reason, we think it can't happen here. It has happened here. It is happening here. It has happened here. This is what it looks like. A total collapse of our economy, a huge increase in unemployment, a sense that we just don't know what's coming. Youth who do not have any hope of a job, who are more willing to accept a handout, who are demanding a handout. People who expect to get money for nothing. This is what happens. The whole fabric of our nation is being destroyed, and it's intentional. This is exactly what it is, public-private partnerships. Now, the ultimate public-private partnership, as far as I'm concerned, besides the low-income housing that you're seeing built all over the place, that low-income housing, what do they cost them $300,000 to build one apartment. Yeah, you think I'm kidding, huh? 300 grand? When a house is going for 150,000, sitting there, nobody to take it, but your tax dollars are paying public-private partnerships to build these housing developments. They got granite counters. But I'll tell you my favorite public-private partnership, it's in here. Did I say this is a great book? Let's see. Check out the cover. Is that cool? Let's see. Where is that thing? It's public-private partnerships. I'm stalling. It's in there somewhere. I can't remember. Anyway, it's prisons. P. Prisons. Public-private partnership. The ultimate in public-private partnerships where your government and a private corporation join together to incarcerate you. And that's a lot of money we're talking about. What do prisons need? Prisoners. They need prisoners. And what do prisoners do? They commit crimes. So you need more things to be crimes. Remember those guys at the meeting with the guns? What are they waiting for you to do? Anything. Go fishing or something, I guess. You were fishing. You're going to jail. Hey, you know, deportation? Now, I am in favor of a closed border. Okay, why not? And why shouldn't I be in favor of a closed border? Are you kidding me? I'm in favor of a closed front door, aren't I? You know, I was interviewed by a lot. Libertarians think I'm a libertarian, and they always tell me that, and that's cool. I think libertarians are great. Except I said, you know, I want that door to be shut in my house, and nobody's coming in there unless I say so. And I feel the same way about that border. Now, I think we need immigration reform. I don't think you should have to wait 12 years to come into the country. That's all set up purposely so that people will come in illegally. So you get this porous border, little catch and release program. They put them in the privately owned prison for a little 6-month hotel stay where they get a little on-the-job training about how they're going to come back and do it again and get in better next time and maybe find something else to do while they're at it. That's a lot of money for those prisons. Public-private partnerships, fascism. That's what that is. And we got it. We got it right here. Right here in our towns. They tell you, the green mask. This is what I call it. The green mask. The environmental mask. The green mask. It's all so cool. Everybody's going to be great. You know, I forgot to tell you this, and I know you know, but I'm going to tell you again anyway, that Obama, when he was running for office, you'll like this. When he was running for office, he said, we're going to reduce, we meaning us, not him, I'm sure. And none of those people who are running those meetings are doing any of the stuff they're telling you to do. I'm telling you. Okay? They live in single-family houses and drove to the meeting. You, meanwhile, got your donkey out of the... You can't have a donkey, though, because they... That's right. They got gas. So, okay, so there you go. You got Obama. He's running for office. He's making his change we can believe in. Okay, he's running for office and he says, we are going to make a commitment as Americans. We're going to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions 80% below 1990 levels by 2050. 2050, first of all, let me just think about that. That's 40 years from now. I don't actually expect to be here to check and see, and neither will most of us. And it doesn't matter, does it? Because precautionary principle, remember? It doesn't matter. This is the green mask. They use it. It's just the hammer. You will conserve. You will reduce. So he promised. He said, we're going to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions 80% below 1990 levels by 2050. Okay, that sounds really good. Let's figure out how we're going to do that. No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to make the promise. And then we're going to come down hard on you. And we're going to raise your